Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm back. I'm so sorry about that. I think I hijacked the previous stream. So yeah, I just want all the camera time, so I end up just taking over other people's streams because I'm just that greedy for airtime. I'm kidding, of course. I'll go into detail later, but either way, I'm happy to be here again. And for Alex, I appreciate the guy. I'm so sorry about that. I'm actually going to dive into a little bit of dimension as well, since we are talking about customizing video conferencing and video backgrounds. Dimension's a good fit for that, because the cool thing is we can match all the lighting that we want. So that's going to be awesome. So yeah, some more dimension today, but again, we just want to trick out our video streams, whether you're using Zoom, Blue Jeans, you could be using Microsoft Teams as well, Connect, really anything, but I'm going to focus on Zoom, okay, because we've all probably, I don't know if you've been to me and my neighbors have been having cocktail parties on Zoom is what we've been doing. So this is hits close to home for me. And I'm going to go ahead and switch over on my screen. You can now see Zoom, and that's what I'm going to use. This is my little testing environment. So yeah, that's the plan. Fantastic. Oh, cool. And Alex says he's going to render out his... Oh, yeah, WebEx works as well. Jennifer, I don't know if you mentioned that yesterday. WebEx is also another good example. So I'm so happy you're here, by the way. Just kind of recap real fast. This is day 2, so I'm going to burn through some of this. But I'm going to show you how it all works. So here I'm in Zoom. We're going to choose our video settings. It's all about the camera, right? So we want to make sure we have a good camera. If I switch to this FaceTime HD camera, first off, all you're going to see is my forehead. And you're going to see how terrible it is. Come on, it might not even show it. It's that bad. Oh yeah, I do not have it plugged in because it's lame. Right, this Logitech Brio, again, I'm not being paid by them, or I don't mean to endorse that, whatever. We're not in cahoots or anything, but it's just a cheap, not cheap, it's an affordable HD webcam that you can find on Amazon or wherever else. So the Brio is what I'm using. I'm having mirror the video, touch up my appearance, have this toggle, which I think is pretty special. So I do look pretty rough, as you can see. I turn on that magic little touch up my appearance button right there, and it just softens your features as if you're using Facetune. And don't act like you don't know what Facetune is, because you know what it is. So that's all I have set up for that. I think it's huge, really important to have a good microphone as well, if you can get a hold of one. And again, it doesn't have to be expensive, but typically the more you spend, the better it will be. All right, so my company has banned, yeah, fantastic. WebEx. It sounds like you're a fan of WebEx. I don't know. This is how I would start out regardless. I would come in and actually let's just kind of keep this on. I'm going to go full screen, and I encourage you to do this. Basically, I'm just going to do a screenshot right here of this scene. Right? Basically capturing a reference photo for what I'm working on. And that's what I did yesterday, just to kind of get you caught up to speed. We'll open that up. Here it is. What are we going to do? We're going to take this and we're going to key it out. So color range. I went through this yesterday. It's really easy, right? Hold down the shift button and I can start clicking around and capturing all of those fun greens. There's other ways to do that, but this is just a quick and easy way. Bam, there we are. Let's invert that like so. And now I get to put in a background, right? I can start with some that are already baked in. I did this a little bit yesterday, went into patterns and said, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and drop in some fun patterns that we can work with. This pattern, the leaves are a little large. I might want to scale them down a little bit, maybe to make it look a little bit more realistic. Although we know it's not like that realistic anyways, right? It's all about color matching. But again, it's kind of cool that we have all these. Actually, I could just click on any one of these and start, going through these different versions that might work for me. Stone, wood, you get the idea, right? Switching that up as much as you want. I'm going to show you something else, which is really cool, Jan Eric, and I think I showed you guys, hopefully you were here the other night, but I'm going to go into choose a virtual background. I'm going to make a background. I'm going to drop it right in here. And I'm going to do that really fast. Let's do this real quick with, hey, I'm in Colorado. Why not keep the trees? I really like these trees as well, so that's what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. I will group this. Just because I'm lazy, I will put this in a layer group. I could use this same file to make all my backgrounds. So right over here, I'll just say background 1 JPEG. So this is how I've been doing them, because I just wanted to knock out a lot of them. I'm going to save this file to my desktop for now. Backgrounds. You get the idea right there. And we're going to turn on File, Generate Image Assets. And it's constantly going to knock out those backgrounds, so I can make more a lot quicker, right? Oh yeah, Jennifer. So Jennifer, I'm sorry, I'm just catching up on that thread. You're not a fan of WebEx. You think it's annoying. You'd rather use Zoom. Yeah. Do what you need to. By the way, let's just take a look, just so you know. Look at the difference in quality between these two cameras. It's all about what you spend. So me on the screen, this version of Paul, this is done with a Panasonic Lumix GH5. So it's kind of an expensive camera, but look at the difference in quality. You have webcam, which is that image, and then a GH5, right? So again, the amount of light I'm capturing, color, all that fun stuff. It's really doing its job. So I think it's awesome. Fantastic. So what we're doing is we're all going to get our Zoom background set up, and then we're all going to meet in Zoom and have a non-alcoholic cocktail party. All right. Does that sound good? I think that would be a blast, personally. So there it is. Background done. Let's open that up. Again, since I named this folder background 1, let's take a look at where I saved that. Boop. Clear here. Oh, backgrounds. Here's my folder. Here's my backgrounds assets. Opening that up. And there's my background. Boom. Right there. Right. Easy enough. And sure enough, let's go and choose our virtual background. We will grab that one, and actually we'll load up add image like so. There it is in my there's my background. Let's move this over. Maybe not, something like that. All right, now we get to we get to the fun part. It's all fun, if you ask me. We could really work on the lighting and a lot of things with this. But honestly, I think this background's like okay. I think we could do better, honestly. There's some already baked into Zoom, for instance, right? So we have Golden Gate Bridge. We can see all these fun ones like so. Some that I dropped in yesterday. I said, hey, give me a cool office. And here's, again, just the start of a potentially cool office. I didn't even license this image. I should, but I'm just testing these out to see which office I like best, right? And to see which angle is going to work the best. This image, this one, there's a couple things about this, because if you're noticing the light on my face, I need to make sure it matches up, and it actually does for this photo, right? We could see the light right here. It's coming through the windows on this side, right? And I'm lucky enough to have kind of stronger light on this side of my face, so it's casting down on the left side. So to a certain degree, this one works pretty well. I'm more saturated than this color-treated background, right? So that's an issue with that one. But still, it's not bad. There's some others. Here's one. Here's one we made yesterday. We can go on down the line. Us trying out different backgrounds. Some are way more saturated. This is the one I was working on as well. It's like, okay, well, this is awfully orange. This one's awfully yellow. I shifted way too much into the reds for this one, right? It's just, I was trying to match the color and I pushed it a little bit too far because I went a little fast, right? How's everybody doing? Fantastic. Oh yeah, Jennifer. Jennifer, tell me where you live. Like exactly, your exact address, Jennifer. I'm kidding. But I would like to know where people are from because maybe I could search on some of those images and I can act like I'm there. Since I'm in Denver, like Colorado, I could throw down Pikes Peak in there. Pikes Peak's actually south in Colorado Springs, but close enough. So, again, that's done. What did we do yesterday as well? We started with space backgrounds. We started with lighting as well, for those of you just joining me, where we can throw a fun light on the side, right? And dial that in. Oh, hello. That hurt my eyes. Let's have it change colors. We got to go around the color wheel to blue. If we go too far, oh, that's green. And then blue. There we are. What about our other one? Fun with lights is basically what's happening right now. Okay, there we are. Let's dial this in as well. There we are. Just a fun abstract background, as you can see, with zoom in this case, using the lights. All right, so fantastic. Getting some places. Oh, Cody, you are in Oregon. I did not know that. Spent a lot of time in Oregon in the past 2 years. But yeah, you have like Oceanside. You have the Columbia River. All sorts of cool landmarks you can work with. Seattle as well. Wellington, New Zealand. This is going to be fun. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Let's do this. New Zealand. And I want to get into animation as well. Let's just move that out of the way. Flip that over there. Gorgeous. 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 I'm going to work with New Zealand. And I'm going to try to get a nice New Zealand landscape that looks somewhat realistic, but I want to play with it some. Okay. Sure, let's go with this one. Bam. Committing right away. What about this one? This one also might be good. New Zealand landscapes. Don't worry, I have a plan in mind, and I just needed a good subject matter. I'm just trying to make it relatable to you as an audience. Ooh, I like this one as well. This one's cool because I'd actually look like I'm standing on that trail. So let's go ahead and try this one. Let's do the mountaintop maybe right here. I'll just download a preview there. And let's do this one. These are just gorgeous. Steve, I'm so jealous of where you live. It's amazing. Such a beautiful place. Look at this. Downloading all these. Oh, I shouldn't be downloading a preview. I should be saving them to my library. Saving them to my library. Wait for it. Gets this one. Let's get this one. And then this one. Why not? All right, next up. What do we have? Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu. Again, a great one. We're going to have some great images from Machu Picchu. We're going to act like we are right there is the plan. Okay, I'm kind of looking for images that will kind of make it seem like I'm standing there. Like this one actually might be good. And I can play with the lighting for that one. So there we are. Grabbed a bunch of images. I could also do some 3D, so I also want to get to animating some of this content. I said I was going to do this as well. I have dimension right here. I'm going to create a new dimension doc. You get the idea. Right over here, the size is going to be 1920 by 1080, like so. Okay. Nice thing about this is I can control the horizon line. Okay. which is, I just need to kind of pull that down a little bit. So it's going to be kind of behind my head. All right. From there, I can be amongst, I don't know, a number of things. I can drop in a potential background that we might have here. Maybe. Check this out. Let's drop this in. Nice diagonal gradient. Trying to go as fast as I can. Let's drop in a cube. Increase its size. We could do some fun tricks in here, right? We could actually make it look like I have, like there's a shadow or I'm being reflected in some of these surfaces if I want, right? But again, I'm just trying to create some abstract things really fast. Let's get a sphere in here, like so. Let's drop in another sphere, bring it up like that. It's going to be kind of like over there. We'll shrink it down a little bit. And let's start dropping in some textures. Big thank you to the Dimension folks. I know they were on the stream earlier. We can drop and we can start with like matte materials if we want to. I happen to have this cylinder selected. If I double click on it, we have access to this particular material where I can start to play with its opacity, its roughness. I take down that roughness and it's going to be more reflective. Let's get into this glowing as well. So let's actually take this sphere. Here's the default material, right? You notice we can change that to red. Again, playing with that roughness, you can start to see the effects you get. But actually what I want to do is I can crank up the glow. And actually what I want to do is I want to change this to a like a teal color, right? So now let's just kind of render this really fast. You'll start to see some of those colors come through. You could see some of that glow come through as well. Wait for it. Wait for it. You know, my mouse is like, I'm done for the day. Finally, it's back. Select this one. This sphere could also use a nice teal color, right? That has a glow to it as well. All right, so anyways, just trying to create something fancy right in here. I could also just use this glowing material and drop it on like so. Say if we take a look at that glowing material, as I scroll down here, we can see the glow's cranked up about 500%. You really won't see that until you start rendering these scenes, which is why I'm taking a look at the render preview, just so you know. All right, so again, I'm just going to want to render this out in the background, and then I'm going to just jump back into Photoshop. If that works for you, right? Something kind of like that. Maybe it's yellow. It actually would go better with the scene. Let's do yellow. Let's add a fun splash in the background. Wait for it. I love this swooshy splash that we have. Taking that, this clearly starts to look like water. And which is a whole other thing to actually create a material for, by the way. I could start with glass, for instance, but glass is not quite the same as water. So we'll go into this glass material. It's going to change. Actually, it looks pretty good. The density right down here. Check out this density, right? So we'll crank up this density, and you'll see how it's going to distort. Actually, let's increase this by... that actually might be a lot. But we could see how it actually makes it look like it's a thicker material, if you will. All right, index of refraction's pretty good. If I want to refract it more, you know what it's going to do. It's going to refract it more. Okay, cool. That's done. Let's rotate this around. And then I'm going to render this out. Because again, I want to get back in Photoshop, but I felt terrible since I took Alex's time. He hates me now. I'm sorry, Alex. There you go. There's your fun background. Of shapes. Wait for it. Drop in some metal just for kicks. And then lastly, let's drop in some lightings. Here's some 3-point lighting system. And in fact, to make this look really fun, I can jump in here and use these Studio Color stage lights. So these are some IBLs, some image-based lights. And once I drop that in, you'll really start to see like some crazy colors kind of come through. So that's what I'll go with. I will probably change the background, but this is going to be rendered out as a PSD, so I could do that later anyways. It's going right over here. In fact, you know what? I'm going to render out cloud version so it doesn't slow up my machine. And we're going to call this background, right? Yeah, let's go medium. PSD. Render that baby. Oh yeah, and don't forget to save your file. There we are. Background in dimension for Alex. It's a gift from me to you, Alex, to say sorry for taking over your stream. Hello, Bajana. Good to see you. Jan Eric's in the house. Winamp. Jan Eric, why are you talking about Winamp? I haven't even heard that word Winamp in like a decade. That was back when we stored MP3s on our hard drive. And we side-loaded them to an MP3 player and went running. All right, so that's doing its thing. Cloud rendering. Got the day off. We can make some cool things like this. Let's jump back in here to the backgrounds we're working on. Again, let's just get rid of my silly mug and grab from CC Libraries a number of those images that I actually downloaded earlier. Scenic view, why not? Perfect. That's exactly what I want. This is for Steve. It's for my friend Steve. He's a good guy. He's hanging out. He's always nice. So thank you. Hey, yeah, get that Zune. Get that Zune for the run. I don't even know what I had. Did I have a Zune? I do not know. I actually did not have a Zune. But all right, fantastic. Scratch discs are full. That's what happens when you have a lot going on. Here's this fun Zoom background. Let's close that. These are my other versions, by the way. See them right in here. These versions that I worked on earlier that I might consider licensing. And some I actually did, but that's kind of taking up some room, so I'm going to close that. And just clean up my history as well. Let's free up that space. Oh, and I wonder if my CC library is actually full as well. That might be the case. Oh, Paul, what are we gonna do? Let's grab another image right here. And the nice thing is I can license this and just download it directly. Okay. So re-download for free. There it is. Downloading right behind me. And we'll use this version. Cool. I have After Effects running as well. Anything else I can quit out of? Let's do it. All right. Your first MP3 player was a 1 gig random iPod, no screen. Yeah, it just had the wheel on it. And that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool for back in the day. All right, here's our image. It's massive. I'm gonna have some fun with it though. I'm gonna have some fun with this one. Yeah, Steve, sorry I'm not using Machu Picchu. I do want to kind of knock out the sky and then put some moving clouds in there, right? Does that sound good? Using the quick selection tool, because we don't got that kind of time to wait. Let's grab this and hold down the Option key, click, mask that out, right? And now we have this as Machu Picchu. There we are. There's my Machu Picchu image. Cool. We got that. We don't have a lot going on in here, which is perfectly fine. What I do want to do is add a sky. So let's go over here. Sky. Or clouds. Let's go fast. Clear blue sky. Why not? I'm going to try to make this look pretty elegant is the plan. Distorting that a little bit, putting that in the background like that. All right, beautiful sky. Let's double check this. Clouds. Here's another one. It's a little more intense. But that might still work. I might actually still move these clouds as well. So yeah, let's work it out. Saving this file. Let me know if you have questions. No more fun, Paul. Let's all be very serious. Hey, we can chat, guys. I am here for you. I don't have any other friends. If I did, I can't see them anyways. So just thank you for hanging out with me. So, all right, that is done. I really want to make some cool stuff in After Effects. Is that okay? Like, I already get it. I already know what I'm going to do here. It's like really pretty straightforward. I love this idea of this llama just hanging out, just sticking his head in the way, right? We could do that as well. But, of course, I do want to show that obviously we can have moving backgrounds. This is what we made yesterday. Right? Let's get those lights back. Bam, bam. Something like that, right? So flying through space, we're just kind of moving that content back and forth. I did this in Photoshop yesterday. Again, I want to take it to the next level. So let's do our, let me just show you some of these other ones. Northern Lights, cycling through these colors is awesome. Oh, I wanted to show you one more thing. Choose virtual background right down here. If you happen to have a green screen, go ahead and say, hey, I have a green screen. If I turn that off, right? But right up here, this is what you want to do. Manually pick the background if the detected color is not accurate. So you could really start to key out, say, a gray wall behind you, okay? Okay, that's done. Boom, boom, hiding that. Let's go into After Effects. Saving this file. Quit out of Illustrator. Yeah. Tell me, yeah, Ashi, what did I miss something? Llama Mob Boss. Maybe I forgot about something. Tell me. Here we are in After Effects, where I can just jump out here and grab that file that I was working on. It's called Backgrounds, drop it in here, right? I could bring it in as a composition that retains the layer sizes. I could do just the footage. let's just, okay, I'm going to do this as a composition. So when I bring that in, it comes in as its own composition and gives you all the layers, right? I don't always do that, but, you know, basically it means it just kind of depends on the cleanup you want to do. Because I have this layer that was like turned off. There's nothing in it. Actually, one of them is me, right? Maybe I want to keep that one in there, but the important thing is the clouds are in there, right? So with those clouds, I can make them move. It's pretty straightforward. First thing I need to make move is my head. Zoop. Okay, so here's another interesting one. My skin was sparkling. Thank you for that. If you guys wanted a llama, let's do this. Let's do llama. Just for fun. Let's grab a photo. This one's hilarious. This one's good because it looks like he's poking his head in from the side. So we'll license this one. It will be easy to key out as well. You wanted a llama, you're getting a llama. Right, there it is. Remove background. Select and magic is what I call it, because it allows me to magically remove the black around this llama. You do have to click outside because you need to say, hey, you know what, Photoshop, this is the color I want to remove, and then start rubbing over it. I am using a really big brush. I could probably be a little bit more exact, but he's only going to be up for a split second. We either have him animate in, or we just have his head just like magically appear for a split second. But again, we could do something fun like this. Really no colors to decontaminate. I'll click on that anyways. And it looks like it actually does kind of it does something. Anyways, so there's my LLAMA llama. Right. This could be a PSD. It could just be an image. Let's just gonna make this a ping. Ba-bow. And change the size because it's huge. Oh, an alpaca. Ooh, alpaca is more indigenous to Peru. Is that what I'm hearing? Yeah, so Kimmy, just so you know, I used something called Decontaminate Colors, and I used... Let me just save this really fast. Let's change the size. It's really big. And save it out. So I did remove background, which is a magic trick in the latest version of Photoshop. And then I cleaned it up by going into Select and Mask and using the Refine Edge brush. So does that make sense, Alex Lawrence? Hopefully that makes sense. All right, and we're back. We're in here. We have all of our files. We have this, ooh, layer group. Let's see if I can... There we go. Let's just do this. P for position. So basically I have the sky back there. Hopefully you could see that. There's the sky. I'm going to stretch it out, and we're going to make it fun. Oh, you know what? I think I should have not retained layer sizes. But let's just go ahead and move this over like so. Click on this little clock right here. Boom, it gives it that keyframe. We're going to scrub to the other end. This is 30 seconds long, right? So we want it to be subtle. And then we'll just move it across the screen like so, okay? So there's going to be some tricks to make this loop. Okay, so you can see that move. I'll hit the space bar. It's just going to be nice, slow-moving clouds. All right, so it's moving across. I need the first and last frames to be exactly the same. So this is actually what I would do. I would take these clouds. I would duplicate that layer. I'd hit P for position. Get rid of that one down here. This is what you do. I basically will fade in this one. Like so. T for opacity, clicking right there, 100% is where it's going to be. 100% opaque, but it's going to start out at 0%, right? And then that sky fades in right at the end there. I kind of have it moving the wrong way. You can hit the U key, the Uber key, that will bring up all of the points that you've animated. But I'm just going to delete that keyframe. And now I have a first frame and a last frame that match up perfectly. Yes, exactly. Okay, Jan Eric, I have not heard of Face Rig, but we're going to try something else as well. Let me render this out. Great idea. I was using Snap Camera for that yesterday. But yeah, I think that's cool. All right. How many apps can I get involved when it comes to making backgrounds? It's kind of crazy. I'm just going to add this to Adobe Media Encoder, queuing that up. I usually make sure I'm using the YouTube settings. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot our alpaca. Let's get our alpaca in here really fast. Desktop, or excuse me, our llama. You guys should have warned me. Should have mentioned that to me. But here's our little llama that will poke its head through. Right? It could do it very mischievously. We're going to hit P for position. We're going to move this down. It's going to happen about, I don't know. We'll go 16 seconds in. And it's going to move in really subtly. So over the course of a couple seconds. There it is. Right? And the thing is, we want to work with the easing. So we want it to slow down. It's going to peek its head out and really slow, and then move really slow back. So, sorry this is behind my head again. Let me move me over. When it comes to After Effects, I feel like there's no safe place when you're live streaming. You just end up using so much of the screen real estate. But right down here, for this keyframe, we'll right click. We will do keyframe assistant. We could do an easy ease out. Easy ease. Easy ease. I think it was a rapper. If I was a rapper and I did animation, I'd call myself Easy Ease. All right, so we could actually look at the graph editor right in here. Actually, I thought that would be much more drastic. What is the deal? Anyways, let's just hit play. We'll kind of have him peek in like he's coming in too far. He's going to come in far enough to look at you, and then he's going to go back out. Zoop, disappear, buddy. We'll have him pause for a second as well. This gets a little tricky if you ask me. Okay, that wasn't that bad. Sometimes you'll get some weird anomalies of extra movement, in which case you want to look at your graph editor and see if there's anything funky going on in here. Okay, there we go. Shoop. And then back out. Let's clean this up. Oh, see, there's that little weirdness that I was telling you about. See that little bump? That's the issue. Let's bring it back. Bring it back. All right, so that's done. Let's render that. Jeez, I'm running out of time. And I was going to show you something else new. So we've used this. We'll export out Adobe Media Encoder. Give that a second. This I just want to close it. There we go. Let's delete this first one. And YouTube 1080p, right? So again, just HD quality. Kick it out to my desktop. Call this Machu. And hit play. All right, so what I want to try, by the way, is another tool which is going to be really fun as well. This should actually render out pretty fast, right? Should go pretty quick. But while that's doing that, guess what? My system resources are not being used that intensely because right over in good old Dimension, we were rendering this out. Did I not hit render? Oh, it said that it failed in the background. Oh, that is no fun. It's, you know, I'm live streaming, I'm uploading, I'm rendering, I'm doing lots of things. But we'll get this squared away. So sorry about that. I think the live streaming is just, you know, really intense on it, but it'll go ahead and process this now that that file is saved. So we'll wait for that one to do its thing. You get the idea. Yeah, Jennifer, this is kind of fun. So, Kimmy, by the way, After Effects is amazing. Oh, I love After Effects. I don't know what I love more. Like design is number one, like design and illustration. That's kind of like number one, visual design. And then I love 3D and I love animation, right? Problem with 3D is the render times, which is why I'm doing the cloud rendering. But yeah, that stuff just takes a lot of time. So yes, there is a lot going on, which is why I'm afraid to launch this next app. Adobe Character Animator. Yay! Yes, Asha, you like After Effects? I love After Effects. I really do. I think it's absolutely amazing. There's more we can do with it. I wanted to make an abstract background, which I could maybe try to knock out while this is doing everything, right? So what do? You go in here, you add a new composition, 1920 by 1080, click OK. For that new composition, you want to add a new solid, right? There we go. Adding that new solid. We'll wait for it. Come on, solid. Come on in there, right? And we can just give it an effect to kind of like maybe cycle through different colors, right? So right in here, we'll start off with purple, right? Just like that. Click OK. There it is. We will drop on a little hue and saturation. Right in here. Bam, like so. And we'll animate that hue and saturation. There we go. Colorize. Crank it. Crank it. Whoa, that is red. Let's adjust these colors a little bit. But I'm basically spinning around the color wheel. The cool thing is I twirl this down. We'll just do the colorize hue, clicking right there. We could start out with actually a different color because I'm not crazy about this. It's going to roll through the whole color wheel, so there are going to be some hits and misses. Scrub down a little bit further, scrubbing through this again. right? And now we have it just cycling through some different background colors, right? And I could speed this up as well. Right in there. You can see it go through some of those colors. Zoop. There we go. There we go. There we have it. And guess what? I would probably draw out some fun shapes, because if you look back right over here, look at these fun shapes behind me. Like this stuff is easy to do. We could do, well, not to minimize everything Oddfellows does, because they are amazing, but to some degree, this, I could do something similar right in here in After Effects, right? So there we have it. It's cycling through all those colors. Let's stretch that out. We have this element. It's called Shape Layer, right? You can see it right there. There's my ellipse. Change this to radial. Maybe expand that out like so. Bring it, oh shoot, so sorry. Come on, it did not take. So I just added this little highlight like so, like that. It's gonna really cycle through some ugly colors. I don't know if that was the best idea. I would probably want to have more control over that. P for position, bam. We're gonna do S for scale or size. We're gonna hit U. We have those keyframes now. Like that. Moving it around. Moving it around. Adjusting the size. Right. And now we have basically a disco ball of fun. Okay, cool. You get the idea. Paul's online non-alcoholic happy hour. Oh, those are some ugly colors. Let's make this bigger. Oh man, there is never enough hours in the day, is there? I apologize for not making through all of this. There we go. Overlay. Again, we're just having fun with this one at this point. You get the idea. I can cheat a little bit. Command D, hit U. Oh, not that one. Command D, hit U. Change these. Ba-ba. Ba-ba. Maybe it goes over there. Maybe this one gets larger over there. Off the screen. And back again. All right, everyone. I'm having too much fun at this point, but this is going to be a lot of fun. Happy fun party time. Ah, love it. Let's actually use that. Can I use that? Boom. Done. Render. Do your thing, After Effects. And character animator, here we are. Yeah. Let's go with Chad. Here's my Chad. It's going to ask me to access the camera. There we are. And this is, it's doing some tracking of my face, basically. Cool. Let's go into live options right in here. But I'd actually have to work on the streaming workspace and set that up. So that's, oh, using Siphon, that's going to be next level when it comes to live streaming, right? So yeah, kicking out this for a live stream would be next level. But that's honestly for next time, because I only have 5 minutes. So a lot going on here. The great thing is, just so you guys know, this character is actually made in Photoshop. So we can go to Puppet. Actually, let's go right over here. Chad, here's my character. He's made in Photoshop. So guess what? Edit original. Because I don't really look like a Chad. Maybe I do a little bit. But right in here, this is where you go ahead and edit Chad and do what you need to right in here. Right? We want to invert Chad, saving that. We'll see that that will update right in here. Wait for it. There we have an inverted, updated Chad for a live stream, which is awesome. Now, Ashy, am I like really like making your brain hurt, like trying to determine what to... Basically, everything I'm showing you is going to keep you up at night because there's too many cool things that I've shown you from Dimension, from Photoshop to Dimension, of course. And again, this background isn't the best, but again, it's just a starting point as I would start to enhance this, by the way. So right in here, here's my file. Downloading it, the PSD, and even some of these other cool ones that I really like. Look at this one. Let's download this one. Let's download this cool, scary one, right? Really into this. And even doing a combination of these. So here's one, here's another one. I did not make the best piece in Dimension, but have a beer and roll with it. All right. There again, a couple of the cool files. Let's, I don't know, bring these together somehow. Like that image. Canvas. I accidentally did not have this as the right size, but there it is. Still pretty cool. If you know me, I like skulls and things, but also flowers. Right, here's your fun, exciting background for Zoom as we start to wind down. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me. When are we going to go to happy hour, huh? When are we doing this? When are we doing this? When are we going to have our virtual happy hour? You know what? I think this kind of just needs black, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think it needs to be just darker. Right, here's the fun one. I'd probably amp this one up a little bit. Maybe I put my initials there so everybody knows that I made it, right? Otherwise, they're like, oh, you just got that somewhere. I'm like, no, look, my initials. Or better yet, this is for Kimmy. There you go, Kimmy. Kimmy's cool new background for Zoom. There you are. Saving that out. See a Zoom the happy fun party time. That's right. There we are. Kimmy's desktop. Rendered out in Dimension with some added elements just for fun. And these other elements as well. So there's a lot going on today, folks. Too much. Now's my chance to show you in the last minute of this. Bring me back. Where am I? Make me full screen. There we are. Boom. Virtual background. I'm not going to have time. But you get the idea. Kimmy, yeah. Oh, yeah, I needed to flip this. But you know what? That's a setting in here. Mirror my video. Let's flip that back. Let's have some cool lights right here. And then there's Kimmy's version. You get the idea, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed your time with me tonight. I've certainly liked hanging out with you because you guys made me smarter. That's for sure. Here's our fun. Machu Picchu. And guess what? That sky is slowly moving in the background. And lastly, if I have time to get it in there, like 30 seconds. Boom. Boom. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a beautiful night. Thanks for hanging out with me. And we'll hopefully see you tomorrow, actually. So go have a good night. All right, everyone. See ya. Appreciate ya. Cue the music. Let's get rid of me. There we go. Cue the music. There we are. This is how I dance. I just do a lot of pumping fists. Not really. All right, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. I'll see ya tomorrow.